Yes, my name is Tim Hawk.
Good morning.
And thank you so much for acknowledging Jack Tanner. He is my hero. And that's one of the reasons I'm here today is he's not able to. You know, most of the hardworking taxpayers in Lee County have no idea what we're doing here today. Their noses to the grindstone. They're working their butts off to try to survive and reluctantly shelling out thousands of dollars in tax money. And a lot of those people, I'd say most of the people I talk to on the street, don't understand why we would take tens of millions of taxpayer dollars and give it to billionaires and millionaires. I know the myth is widely accepted. That is that if we give money to these millionaires and billionaires, they'll create jobs. There's two fatal flaws with that myth. The first flaw is that it doesn't work. And the second flaw is that even if it did, it's not a legitimate role of government. The government shouldn't be picking winners and losers in the marketplace. Every time we pick a winner, we have also inadvertently guaranteed losers. When you give money to Hertz Rent-A-Car, you've kicked national Avis budget in the teeth. If I was a CEO of one of the other car rental companies and I heard that my competitor got $20 million or whatever it is, I would pack up all my stuff and move out of Lee County, just out of spite. But unfortunately, I'm not one of those guys. I know the game has been played for decades. I don't like the game. Maybe you guys don't like the game. The game is every county, city, state in the United States is competing by bribing these companies to come to their areas. The reason this doesn't work, are these lights working?
Yeah.
I don't, okay.
Oh, the light's not working?
I don't know. The reason, usually there's a green light here.
You're at a minute and a half.
I'd like to give some examples of why this doesn't work. Raymond Lumber a few years ago got a sweet deal from the government. They immediately expanded their operation, built a giant lumber plant, and the myth was that they created 200 jobs. The reality is they put Fort Myers Lumber, Cape Lumber, and Pine Island Lumber immediately out of business. And I know a lot of people who worked at Cape Lumber, and they went to Raymond Lumber because they had to. It was the only game in town. So they didn't create 200 jobs. They simply moved those jobs from one place to another. I'll give you another example. New London, Connecticut offered Pfizer a 10-year tax holiday. Pfizer moved in. Then New London seized a bunch of property and tried to build residential housing for the workers of Pfizer. That went to the U.S. Supreme Court. The homeowner lost, but because it was such a long battle, nothing ever happened. The plan was on hold. When that 10-year holiday was up, which was just recently, Pfizer moved away because they're always going to look for greener pastures. Remember, the Red Sox threatened to leave us and go to Sarasota. I was hoping they would. Nothing against the Red Sox. I like the Red Sox. I just don't want to pay for them. John Henry, the owner of the Red Sox, recently bought the Boston Globe for $70 million, almost exactly what we gave him to build a stadium. These millionaires, these billionaires, they can afford to do their own thing. It's not our job to help them in any way. In fact, the best thing we could do is lower our tax burden, lower our regulatory burden, and become attractive to all businesses and stop punishing the businesses that are already here by taking their money and giving it to the newcomers. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.